Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike. I am the Bowtie RN. Today, we're actually doing a couple different things. I did hit 150 on my subscribers, so thank you definitely to all those who have subscribed. It's not too late to get in on the giveaway. By the end of this week, I will be figuring out the giveaway and I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I have 3 different razors that I'm putting up for possible chance, and I'm going to let you guys pick which one you want. So I have the Merkur 23C. This is the long version. So it has a little bit of dust on the cap. Great shape, perfect shape, like new. I have the Merkur, the 42C. This is the kind of a throwback version. It's definitely a little bit heavier. Both of them are 3-piece razors, but this one's also in perfect condition as well. And then I have an actual throwback. I have the Gillette Vintage Black Tip. And this one is an X2, I think it is, date code. Kind of hard for me to see. I forgot to check beforehand. But that would be the twist open version. Functions absolutely perfectly. User grade, great condition though. So if whoever ends up getting drawn, I'm going to try and use the YouTube comment picker. If you just put hashtag 150, so hashtag 150 will be the identifier. And as long as you liked and subscribed, I'll go ahead and send that out to you. I'll put my email in the address bar, in the comment section, so you know how to contact me. And then just let me know what razor you're going to want. So I'll probably do that drawing next Sunday. So you have a week to go ahead and get your names and your comments in. Again, hashtag 150. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, then please do. I do appreciate every single one. On today's shave itself, software, let's go ahead and talk about software first. I've got a sample, Hendrick Classics and Company. I've got the Canadian Mafia soap. Really nice scent. I'm not sure if it's still available, but it's actually a really nice scent. Kind of, to me, it's more of a barbershop-y, but it's really nice. And with all Hendrick soaps, it's very slick. I'm going to be using my Simpsons T2 Trafalgar as my brush. And then today's razor, what I figured I'd go ahead and use would be the Heritage Collection Gibbs. One thing I did want to say about this, first of all, I know a couple guys have talked about it already. When you take it apart, there were some problems with the lining up. This ring, so the collar with the red dot on it, is two-sided. So when you take it apart and put it back together, you might not put it together the right way. The thinner side, so this section right here, the thinner side goes up, at least it does on mine, and the thicker side goes to the bottom. The other thing that I do, at least I've found that I have to watch out for, this base plate. So this piece right here is the part that actually, when you unscrew it, so if you take off the handle and you unscrew, that piece comes up, and that's the part that if your adjustment doesn't line up the right way, you have to just spin it 180. But when you screw that piece back down, there's about a 0.5 millimeter play on both sides. So there's a 0.5 millimeter here and a 0.5 millimeter here, which allows this piece to tilt back and forth a little bit. So it's kind of hard to see, but when you first have it on there, that piece twists a little bit. So when you put your blade on there, it's not always 100% lined up. So before you put your blade on there, before you put your top cap on, go ahead and screw it down, make sure that's pretty lined up, and then you should not have any problems. I haven't had any problems once I realized that was the issue. That my first shave, it seemed very aggressive on one side of the razor, but not on the other, as far as the side of the head. But I found out that the blade was actually just sitting a little bit differently. I'm gonna go ahead and load that with a second use Persona made in US. So that goes right very quickly into 3 pegs on the top cap, drops down into the razor. I like to hold that in place. And while I'm holding that in place, I'll go ahead and put the stem on. So again, make sure that that's lined up nice and straight. And it does look like it for me. So if you look at these little pieces right here, there's just a little bit of play on either side of that. So just be careful about that. Great razor, does a great job, but just make sure that you're aware of exactly where you want that adjustment to be. Very fluid adjustment from actually Mine starts at 6, which I guess is 0, all the way up to, you come back around, and when I come back around, it goes back to the 1. So I have either a 0 through 7, or however you want to put that adjustment. I've not personally gone above 4, so I'll go ahead and start at 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and put mine at 4, and we'll get ready for our first pass shave. All right, like I said, this is a great razor, absolutely smooth. They really did the Gibbs justice when they kind of did the remake on it. Really, really smooth razor. I like the fact that you can adjust it on the fly without having to unscrew anything. Very smooth adjustment, so you're not locked into, I still like my slim, I like my fat boy, but you've got your notches on that one. You can't adjust quite as much as you can with this razor. Pre-shave I'm going today with the, kind of going back to the Razor Emporium pre-shave stick or block or whatever you want to call it. Play my face damp real quick. A little bit on there, way more than I needed, I'm sure. I kind of go back and forth between this, and I use either the Brasso pre-shave or I use the Italian 3P. All really good pre-shave products. I have done shave, like I'll do my weekly shaves, well, not my weekly, my daily shaves. I don't always use a pre-shave. But today I'm working on 3 days growth, so quite a bit up there. And I don't want to tax the razor or tax myself or make it any more difficult. Got the pre-shave on there really well. I washed my face beforehand. I didn't take a shower today. I'll be taking a shower a little bit later on. I did wash my face with nice warm water. The rest of this will be doing a cold water shave. So I like to use cold water to make my lather, cold water for rinsing my razor, and cold water on my face during the shave itself. All right, kind of go back to the bowl, agitate that up a little bit. And yeah, the Hendrix Classics and company, their soap base definitely is a little bit thirsty. They told us even in the instructions. Look at that, look at the shine on that. Absolutely perfect. So right out of the bowl, very nice. But they even say that their soap is a little more thirsty than some. I don't have a lot of soaps that I use, so I don't have a lot of comparatives, but it's a nice soap. Does a good job. Flies all over your shirt if you have too much on the brush. And where I will prefer to bowl lather as far as building my lather, but I do a little bit of face lather once it hits my face. Work it in. All right, then smooth it out. Definitely enough. More than enough. This soap is crazy, crazy, crazy slick. I've not ever had a problem with this one. All right, again, Heritage Collection Gibbs, right there at the 4. Persona American blade, or USA blade. I think some people call them the Lab Blues, I'm not 100% sure. It does come in a blue package, but I already threw that away. All right, I will take my first one up on the mirror. I don't want to mess up that sideburn. So like I said before, an incredibly smooth shave. And look at the whiskers that thing took off just on one pass. Not a problem at all. I haven't gone further than 3 days on this one. It's only the second time I've used this razor anyways. But I really think this is a razor that you could, again, look at the whiskers on that. One side, the other side. Absolutely crazy. I think this is a razor you could take down a week's worth, at least a week's worth for me, no problem. Don't know if you can hear it, but there is a pretty good amount of feedback with this razor. I do like the feedback. Something about hearing the work being done. Just kind of satisfying. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, actually, I stretch my neck up as far as I can to get the top of the Adam's apple, and then I hold the swallow about halfway to get the bottom part of the Adam's apple. It's the only way I found to get that section. Not everyone has that problem. My Adam's apple tends to be a difficult spot to get. All right, again, crazy amount of stubble coming off there. Quick rinse in the cold water. The head geometry on this one does allow you to get up under the nose really easily. Again, it just amazes me how slick this soap is. Really good product. So Pete, you and your crew have done a really good job with that one. I know everyone else has already said that, but I'll say it again. Some really good soap. I don't do a full rinse between passes. I kind of just get my face a little bit damp. Just kind of feel if I'm going to need to do 2 passes or 3 passes. Realistically, I know I can very easily get away with 2 passes. I could actually go to work just like this and wouldn't be a problem. No one would say a thing. I'm not sure if it's just the razor blade combination with that razor or the razor or a little bit of everything, but it's definitely a good combination for me. It's my first time using the Personas, but I was pleasantly surprised with them. I've seen a lot of comments, people use them. I just not had them to use them. I did have them in a sample pack. I just kind of never really pulled out everything that was in the sample pack. And I kind of just started pulling that out to see what was in there. I'm getting plenty of soap, way more than I need. All right, I think I've done enough damage with that. Got soap all over my hand. Did not get it on the glasses today. That's a first. Well, first in a while. I seem to always get it on my glasses. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go down to neutral on this one. So take it down, I guess it would be 3 because they got the 2, the neutral, then the 4, so basically 3. So turn down the aggression just a little bit. I don't think I need it on this last pass. So like I said, I'm just gonna be doing a 2-pass shave, so 1 with the grain and 1 against the grain. I got this weird swirl of hair right here, so I always have a hard time figuring out exactly what angle I need to tack that at. From the feedback, I'm pretty sure I got it all. All right. Rinse that real quick, do the other side. So definitely thank you to you guys who have subscribed. I do appreciate that. I never thought I'd get to 150. I guess if you've been watching my older videos, I started this just for fun and to kind of get over the idea of being camera shy. I present in a classroom at work, and I have no problem in the classroom, but when I put a camera in front of me, I tend to clam up a little bit. This ended up being my solution to being a little bit camera shy. I started the videos right after I started wet shaving, so this is kind of my wet shaving journey as well. Been doing wet shaving with a traditional wet shaving, I should say, since April, but really have enjoyed it. It's done a great job for me. My skin's a lot better, a lot happier. I get a lot closer shaves, and it's just a lot more enjoyable. Not to mention all the soaps and stuff are kind of nice to smell and work with. All right, cold water rinse. Everything feels good. Grab that Allen block just to see how I did. Almost dropped it. I got nothing. No sting, no burn, no nothing. Super smooth. Let's see how it feels on the fingers. A little bit tacky from the alum, but as far as stubble, I got no stubble at all. All right, feels good. So if you haven't already commented, go ahead and comment the hashtag 150 if you want to be entered in the drawing. And once we pick a winner next week, I'll go ahead and put up the winner and then my contact information. And then whoever it is can choose either the long Record 23C, the short 42C, the kind of throwback version, or the vintage Gillette black tip. Any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Anything else, just put it down in the comments and let me know what you think, what you're doing, and any questions you have. Any suggestions you have for the future, I'll work with that too. All right, until then, I'm gonna get back to watching some football. Have a great day, great weekend, great shaves, everybody.